Almost walking like a champ. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is our accommodations in the staff area of Muir Trail Ranch that we got to stay in last night. Oh, looks like it might be the last day of the hike. I think that Carol's gonna get a ride on a four-wheel drive vehicle down to the ferry. Perhaps get a ferry ride out across Florence Lake tomorrow, where we're supposed to meet George on the other side. I am planning on packing up and hiking out to the trailhead directly without taking a ferry. I'm not sure, never been on that trail, that road before, so we'll see how that goes. Time for breakfast. Come on, Mima, you could do it. Maybe if we got you one of them those roller walker things.
I don't know.
Now you can identify with old people.
I can't. I am an older person. And now I look like one.
You really are walking better today than you have for 3 days.
I know. It's still really painful.
Yeah.
But not as painful as it was.
Good. All right, so what's the plan?
Okay, so Scott's going to walk all the way to the boathouse from
I know my plan. What's your plan?
I'm going to get a ride in that beast over there. I'm not sure what it is, but it's supposed to take 2 hours to go 7 miles, I believe.
I don't know if that's the beast's fault or if it's just the road's fault.
The road's fault, I hear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel good. I just took a shower. My leg hurts, but I'm all drugged up, and hopefully I'll be doing good, and I'll see you in a couple hours.
Alrighty.
All right, good luck. Happy trails.
And look at all the cool stuff you have on the garbage and stuff.
Yeah. I don't think it's open yet.
Yeah, it's not.
Half an hour,
Garbage can's not open yet.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Bye.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
Huh. So here's a junction. Not sure where you end up if you go that way. I know I came from Muir Trail Ranch. We're going to Florence Lake, which is this way. Well, I have to say, there's more mosquitoes hiking this road than the entire trail that we hiked. It's just, you see how green it is, but the mosquitoes are hungry. At some point I'm going to stop, put some mosquito repellent on, but right now if I stop, they'll swarm me. The only repellent I have is just to keep moving. So that's what I'm doing. All right, we're gonna try stop in the sun to sort of experience that mosquitoes don't really care too much for the sun, but look at them. I don't know if you can see them, but I'll put this up here, maybe. Or am I going to put it right there? And that. All right, here we go. Now, as long as I don't forget the camera, I've done everything I need to do. So that's that. Yay. And on we go. So, do I take the trail? Guess it doesn't matter, they're going the same place. How do I get on to that trail? Did I miss that trail? Oh, right there. That's where I'm gonna split from this road. Right there, and I'm gonna go left. Up. Or is that down? And around the lake. That's it. Okay. That makes sense. So far, it's been safe to assume that the trail is going the same way as the road. Yeah, still got a ways to go. So I found that there's a trail, the Florence Lake Trail, which is what it says on the signs, is actually paralleling the road, and you don't have to walk on the road, which is great because this trail is much nicer to walk on than the road, and it appears to be going to the same place. So that's great. Well, been following this trail a bit. Haven't seen the road in a while. Appears I'm still on the Florence Lake Trail, which is good. Have no idea where the road went. It doesn't matter because I'm going where I want to go. And seems like I'll be seeing the lake pretty soon, but I don't. We're having banana chips. We're down at a lower elevation than we've been the whole trip. So I'm trying to be cognizant that we're in rattlesnake country. I'm keeping my eyes out for snakes, which you normally don't have to do in the higher country. Well, this looks great. Trailhead or Trail Junction, which is where we are. Florence Lake Trailhead, ferry landing. Yep. Looks like we want to go left. So we just came from there, and we want to go this way, which is going to take us we want to go that way. I'm going to cross some big creeks and probably get our feet wet. And then go around the lake. That sounds great. Well, I'm at the road here. This is probably the road to the ferry landing. I want to make sure I stay. That's pretty cool. Make sure I keep going that way. I think this must be it. As long as we go left pretty quick here. Yeah, this looks better. This trail. Somebody took the time to make this trail nice and straight. I'm going that way. Came from that way, just following this gully down the hill. So far, even though it's less used than the JMT, it's pretty obvious where the trail is. This really is pretty well used trailhead, despite what I was thinking before. See a lot of footprints, and also it seems to be well maintained with a lot of these water diverters, and all the trees have been cut that have fallen across. They've been cut and moved out of the way. So, pretty decent trail. But still haven't seen any sign of the lake. Although I think it's off to the right somewhere, according to the map. First view of the lake. Up ahead, behind that big tree, I see a lake. And I hear falling water. I hope there's there is a bridge. Woohoo! Yeah! Look at that. There's the lake. Osprey flying. Wow, this is cool. We got water flowing into the lake from this big creek. Got this beautiful wooden bridge. Wow. Look at that. And I can literally see fish swimming down there. Wow. This is amazing. There's the inlet to the lake. Whole bunch of snow melt coming down from the mountains. Wow. Fantastic. Huh. I wonder what that pipe's for. Oh, and there's some interesting things over there too. Little tables or something. Maybe there was a bridge, a different bridge over there at some point. I don't know. So it's interesting, as I've been contemplating this trip, the original plan was for 4 friends to hike together the PCT from Tuolumne Meadows to Mount Whitney, and that included a resupply at Onion Valley. We had reservations at Mount Williamson Base Camp, but the trip didn't end up that way. We ended up having 4 separate adventures, of which I only know about one of them. So Greg continued on, went over Muir Pass 3 days ago. His goal is to get to Mount Williamson, resupply, and then get back on the trail and finish the climb over Mount Whitney, all of which he has not done before in a continuous through hike. So for him, that's his hike. For Natalia, she took some of Carol's food, and since Carol wouldn't be needing it, and decided to hike straight 10 days to Mount Whitney and summit it without doing the resupply in the extra 14 miles of hiking that it would require. Carol hurt her foot. Well, she got tendonitis in her knee, which is a interesting thing. She didn't really not knowingly hurt herself in any way. It just started to hurt, very similar to how crossing a creek here. Very similar to me when I was hiking the PCT in 2016, where I developed tendonitis around my knee and ended up hobbling for many days. But that's a different story. So Carol and I yesterday hiked back to Muir Trail Ranch. Well, I hiked back. Carol took a horsey ride, which she said was spectacular, for 2 hours, and then excruciatingly painful. This morning she's getting a 4-wheel drive truck ride that takes 2 hours to go 3 miles. She's taking that down to the Florence Lake trailhead, and then riding a ferry across Florence Lake to get to the trailhead where we hope to meet George. Meanwhile, Carol and me, our paths have diverged, because yesterday I hiked out solo to Muir Trail Ranch. I was able to camp with Carol last night, and then today I am hiking out by myself on a solo hike to Florence Lake, and to meet Carol and George on the road end of the lake. So a plan that started out with 4 friends hiking together ended up with 4 friends hiking their own hike. And I think that's pretty cool. Well, having some goo. I'm having 100 calories. Cherry lime goo. Ooh, look at the lake. Lake's a lot bigger over there. One of these days we'll have a nice big expansive view of it, I hope. Anyway, got another couple hours of walking. Seemed like a goo is a good idea. See a man-made structure on the other side of the lake. Appears to be a dam. Thought I'd see if I could figure out where that is. So it's probably that So I'm currently there and I'm seeing that. Well, trail keeps doing what it's been doing till I get there. Not sure exactly how I get across that water, but maybe that water's just a creek. Maybe I follow the edge of the... Well, only one way to find out, and let's go there. There's a pretty good view of a lot of the lake. Ferry landing is over behind those trees somewhere. Trailhead is somewhere behind those trees there. You can kind of see the dam structure over there. And the structure that is a dam. I don't see any boat on the water going either direction, so don't know when that happens. Well, finally, I think I can see something over there on that side of the lake. That's probably the ferry landing area. I don't really see a dock, but I see some buildings along the side of the lake there. That's probably where Carol will be, or already is, waiting for the ferry. Supposed to leave there at 11 o'clock. It's only 10:40 or so right now. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Behind that tree there is the ferry dock, ferry landing, whatever they call it. There's the dam. And somewhere up there is the trailhead that I'm headed for. Awesome. If I stop and I'm quiet, I can hear what sounds like a boat motor coming from over there, but it could be echoing off the rocks from somewhere else. But I see no boat. That tree has a nest on top of it. And that bird over there was sitting on top of the nest. I'm guessing it's probably an osprey. There it is. That's really cool. Well, there's a view. That cove over there is, I think, right in the middle of it. Little white looking thing. I think that's the ferry landing. I don't see any boat though. Huh. The trail has turned into a road. Didn't even notice it. Let's see where we are. Looks like that's where we are. Let's see what happens ahead. Huh. And now the road turned into a trail again. That's weird. Ooh, I see a paved road up ahead. Some kind of information bulletin board. And there's the paved road down there. What does this say? Lawrence Lake Trailhead. Huh. I hear some kind of beeping. That's where I came from, right over there. Here's a paved road. No parking lot. Don't know if there's a closed road where might be a gate over there, keeping people from coming over here. But I guess I'll go down here and see if this is the boathouse. Well, that sign seems to indicate that that is not the boathouse. We'll go this way. I'm guessing that's the boathouse. And that looks like the dock. And they even have porta potties over there. Woohoo! Oh, and there's some construction going on. Wow, all right. That might be it. Somehow I have to get across this water. There's the porta potties. There's the lake. There's what I guess would be the boathouse.
I'll wait for the truck to come down and no problem.
Thanks, DJ.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, DJ. You're the best driver.
Yeah, you're working really good now.
I know. I am injury. Like all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Hardly a road. I mean, it's crazy.
What kind of truck was